I'm here with Cathy Salgado, Director of the Parks and Recreation Department. Kathy, why don't you tell us about what we're going to do here and about the new community center that everyone is very excited about?
Certainly, Adam. We are looking forward to having an expanded and improved community center. This project is being funded through what's called the Capital Improvements Program, which in part is funded by the meals tax that's in Vienna. And if you allow me, I'll explain that the meals tax is an extra 3 cents that everybody pays, not just town residents, but everybody who goes out to eat pays 3 cents extra on every dollar, and that money goes towards all of the town's capital projects. So not just this project, but when you see a sidewalk project maybe, or you see a street project, whatever the case may be. It's always funded through the meals tax and not through the regular property tax. So we're very excited that we're able to do this through what's called the 2014 and the 2016 bond program. That will provide us with enough funds to really make a difference in this center. We obviously will have a lot going on. We've been waiting to do a renovation for many, many years. Fortunately, we're going to be doing a complete interior renovation, and then we'll also be adding a new full-size gymnasium, a new lobby area, and a beautiful glass corridor that will connect the old with the new. So that will all start very shortly. We've been planning a long time.
So how can we expect our citizens to be greeted in the new lobby for the new center?
Well, we're actually standing right now in what's the existing lobby, which will transform into office space. And the new lobby is going to be attached to the side of the building next to the W&OD trail. The new lobby will be a 22-foot high structure that will have glass all around. It will have an entrance from both the Park Street side and the Cherry Street side parking lots. And we'll have a beautiful reception desk. We'll have some nice furniture for people to sit and relax. We'll have a couple TV screens. We'll have a nice kiosk for people that want to come in and register online in case the front counter staff is busy. And then it will provide sort of the gateway to the rest of the building. So we're very excited. We're going to have beautiful lighting. We're going to have beautiful floors. We have a lot of the things picked out already, and I think the residents of Vienna are really going to enjoy it. Just so you all know, obviously our lobby is a very busy place. We have our current lobby now is where a lot of the parents wait for their children who are in classes, whether in the gymnasium or the back of the building as well. So we need to make sure our lobby is inviting and friendly and a place where people feel comfortable to sit and wait for their children, or to just sit and enjoy themselves and enjoy the activity in the building. So as you can tell, it is a noisy place, but it's good noise.
Kathy, for the specifics of the concept design, give us a picture of what we're looking at here.
Well, Adam, this is actually a depiction of what the renovated community center would look like from the existing front entrance. And this describes the lobby right here. It's what we call the cube. And as you can see, it depicts all the glass that we want to come in. We want the light to come into the building through that glass. And this right here is actually our existing front entrance that we're now turning into a spot for people to sit, a little outdoor cafe area. So they can not only have the opportunity to sit inside, but they can also use the outside. I don't know if you're aware, Adam, but we have a lot of people that do outdoor activities that originate their groups from this facility. So sometimes in the morning when you come here, you'll see groups of people waiting right outside there. And so we thought we'd take that opportunity to expand our outdoor areas as like outdoor classrooms, so that those groups coming in can sit down, have coffee, talk, and then get ready to go out and about to do whatever they're doing. A lot of them are walking groups, sometimes they're biking groups. And also the same thing we did here, these are actually 11-foot canopies that hang over the building. So essentially we're creating an outdoor meeting room. And we want to make sure people know that this facility is not just an indoor facility, but it's also an outdoor facility. So we're quite excited about that. One of the other things that make our community center very noticeable to the community is the clock tower. We are losing the clock tower, but what we wanted to do was sort of commemorate it by having our Vienna community sign look somewhat like a clock. Hence why we have a circle here, and as you can see, the word community is in the middle. That depicts exactly what this building is about. It is a community center. It is a place for our residents to come. It's a place for events, for programs, meetings, whatever the case may be. We want this to be the center of activity for the residents.
So in addition to the renovations of the front lobby and how the building looks up front, for the bird's eye view, tell us also what we can see.
Well, this, Adam, is what we call the site plan. And what this is depicting is the additional parking and landscaping that will be required in order to get our new gymnasium in the back. So not only did we have to increase the parking spaces, we also had to reconfigure the parking lots itself. We've done a lot of measures here to improve the flow of the parking lot. The big thing that you might not notice from here is that we connected what are now two separate parking lots into one parking lot, which will be a great convenience for people. So instead of entering from Park Street here, you can come to Cherry Street and you can get all the way through to both parking lots without having to exit and go on to Park Street anymore. So it's a really big improvement. Another major change is that the W&OD trail is actually relocating to its original place. And a lot of people don't realize that when the trail was built, obviously it was a train track, and it was over here, okay? Now it's right here next to the building, okay? So what happens is that when you park in this parking lot, you have to cross over what is a very busy trail in order to get into the building. So what we're doing is we're improving the safety by moving the trail back to its original location, widening it, putting in a lot of safety enhancements, and eliminating the need for people to cross over the trail to enter into the Vienna Community Center. That in itself will alleviate a lot of the issues that we have, especially in warm weather, especially as you can see here, we have small children here. They're always very happy and excited when they leave the building, and sometimes they run across the trail or they stop in the middle of the trail not knowing that there are bikers coming through or runners coming through. And of course, we don't want to have any accidents, so this will greatly help. One other thing that we are doing that you can't see here is we are improving our stormwater management. Now when you do development, you actually not only have to improve the quantity of the water that runs off your property, you have to improve the quality. So we are putting in underground a system that is actually going to take the stormwater and it's going to basically filter it and make it usable for all of our landscaping. There will be no need to do any sort of irrigation, as these will all have filters underneath of it where the stormwater collects, and then it will provide the water for all of our vegetation around the site. Finally, we're going to be adding, as you can see, we did have to add quite a bit of parking, 57 spaces to be exact. But in doing so, we were very conscious of the fact that we have neighbors over here. And so we want to still provide a nice buffer between our neighbors and the parking lot. You know, because the last thing you want to do is you don't want to look out and see a bunch of cars parked. So we are doing layered landscaping through here, which will not only be trees, but there'll be evergreens, so that over the years it'll be a very nice buffer between the residential properties and the community center itself. So those are really the big changes that you can see on the site. We're very excited about it and think that, again, our residents are really going to enjoy the extra parking.
With the rejuvenated community center, give us a rundown of the new floor plan that we can see.
Certainly. As you can see here, we do have the addition of the large gymnasium. This gymnasium will be a high school regulation gymnasium that will also have a curtain that will run down the middle that will enable two younger basketball teams to play at the same time. It's a huge improvement. Currently, our gymnasium is not regulation size. You can't play a youth basketball game in this gym. So over the years, basically the gymnasium has turned into a place where we have classes, aerobics, gymnastics, and then we sometimes will have open basketball, but we can't have organized basketball games, which is unfortunate, or even that volleyball matches. The ceiling height in the auxiliary gym is too low, so when you hit a volleyball, it hits the ceiling. So we're very, very excited that this gymnasium will have so many features in it. In addition, it's going to have 2 4-foot wide track lanes that will be available for the public to come in and walk. In the cold weather, again, we have a lot of walkers. We have the WNOD trail here. So when it's cold, a lot of them go over to Tyson's Corner Mall. They walk inside the mall. If they choose not to, they can come over here and walk around our gym, albeit they have to do quite a number of laps to hit a mile. But it certainly is another alternative for them to not have to go up to Tyson's. They can stay here and hit the track here. In addition, you can see our lobby, the new lobby that's coming, and it sort of exemplifies our goal to make this the entryway, the welcoming point for our residents to come in. Then we'll also have a corridor that is surrounded by glass. This is an all-glass wall that will run the whole length of the corridor. And what we're hoping to do is we're going to have this be our art corridor. We currently have the Vienna Art Society in our building, and they hang our art for us in our public places. So certainly we want to improve upon that. So we're going ahead and planning to put special lighting in and put the molding in so that it becomes a permanent feature that we're always rotating art in and out. We think it's a fabulous way to showcase the Vienna talent that we have and to also work with a community organization to make them a part of our center as well. We do have, of course, new bathrooms. You have to with increased usage, and we're really excited that all of our bathrooms are going to be renovated. We are essentially eliminating all tile in our building. We are using concrete floors. We're using concrete basins for the wash sinks, and there'll be no tile on the floors or on the walls. We are, and that's basically so we can make it as maintenance free as possible. What you might find in our bathrooms now is that when you do use tile and grout, it ages very quickly. So we're trying to eliminate the quick aging of our facility by using products that will stand the test of time. So that pretty much is a rundown. We did some minor renovations here, and we also are going to be doing an overhaul of our auditorium where many of our play productions are. I think people will be very, very excited about what they see. We hope that with the schedule, this project will take about 15 to 18 months. Groundbreaking will be July 1st. And hopefully everybody will thoroughly enjoy what the facility will become. The good news is don't worry, we will be having our programs and classes at various locations while we're closed. So everybody that, expects us to stop doing our programs, no. So we will still be having them. We are very, very appreciative of all the community organizations, the churches, the service buildings such as the American Legion have been fabulous to work with. They've been very generous with their space.
So in addition to the large overhaul that's going on here, what can we expect to see from the new auditorium?
Well, Adam, as you probably noticed, our auditorium was built in the 1980s. We have lots of cinder block wall, we have lots of carpeted wall, and we have lots of old lighting and old curtains. Therefore, we're doing a complete overhaul of this room. We are going to be putting in a sound booth, which will enable us to put in a professional audio-visual package that will really enhance the capabilities of the Vienna Theater Company, as well as all the special events that go on in here. In addition, we're going to be adding a lot of decorative lighting through the ceiling, through chandeliers, and through traditional wall sconces that you might find in a movie theater. So envision this as movie theater with all the lighting possibilities, all the different types of sound and video equipment that will make your experience here much more pleasurable and much more professional for the theater company and all the other groups that use this room. We're very, very excited about that. The theater company is very, very pleased. We think that this will help them in their future and help us provide facilities that our residents expect and will want to use for their parties. A lot of people like to have parties here. We have large meetings here. We have a big Valentine's dance happening here next Friday. Things like that will now be even better. One of the other things that we're going to be doing is we will be putting in new flooring and new acoustical paneling on the side walls that will make the sound much better. As you can tell now, we have a children's class in here. Believe it or not, we have a sports class in our auditorium. Obviously, our rooms have to be used for multiple things. The acoustical tile will be really, really welcome for when we are trying to do classes and the noise carries. In addition, we're adding what I call tree carpeting. This is carpeting that is in theme with the whole building. Our whole vibe for the new building is to make it part of a natural environment where we're incorporating items and finishes that make it sort of a serene forest, we call it. The carpeting will actually be trees. It'll look like trees. When you open the doors, it'll look like a forest on the floor, which will be, I think, quite enchanting. And I do think the children will love it when they see it because they can then try and climb up the branches and so forth. So it's adult-like yet whimsical at the same time.
In addition to the main gym, enlighten us on some of the features and benefits of the auxiliary gym.
Well, Adam, this is our auxiliary gym, currently our main gym and our only gym. This room has been used for just about everything over the course of the last almost 50 years. This was a part of the original building. It's also very, to us, historically significant. We have some beautiful features in this gymnasium already, such as the wood ceilings and the wood arced beams that carry the support of the roof. We are going to be rehabbing this space. We're going to be putting in new wood floors. This is the original wood floors, almost 50 years old. We don't sand them anymore because there's hardly any floor left. So we will be putting in beautiful new hardwood floors. We will be putting in new lighting for this gymnasium, which will make it much better lighted. As you can see, it's a little dim in certain places, but it will certainly enhance what already goes on here. We are going to be keeping this gym because we have so many different activities going on. As you can see right now, we're set up for gymnastics. We have a gymnastics class going on. Unfortunately, because of the heavy schedule that we can only have gymnastics 2 days a week in the gym. So with the new major gym, we'll be able to use this facility strictly for gymnastics, aerobics, special events, and we're even going to start adding some wrestling in here because wrestling and gymnastics can use the same sort of mats, and it's a perfect fit for both programs. In the past, we haven't been able to have any youth organizations in here for their programming because we haven't had that space. But with the addition of the big gym, it will free up some time here to allow other things to happen and to help out the youth in Vienna. We're very, very excited. I know the parents are very excited about an expanded gymnastics program because our programs fill up the first day of registration and it can be very, very frustrating. So now we'll have the opportunity to hopefully at least double our program size.
Cathy, thank you very much for taking time today to talk about the exciting new center. Is there anything else you would like to add?
Well, Adam, I just want to say that all of us are very, very excited about the future, and we hope that we are good neighbors in the next year and a half as this process gets underway. We expect that the community will thoroughly enjoy when we reopen in January 2017. So mark your calendars, and we hope to see everybody back. And of course, in the coming months, we'll be giving more information out about where our offices are going to be temporarily moving to. So that information will come out. as well as our relocation schedule. We're working on that, finalizing that right now. So we will be informing all of our program users as to where exactly all the programs will be relocated to very shortly, in the next month or so. So thank you very much for doing the tour. And as always, hopefully we can come back as the construction goes on and get some more updates.